Mr. G here. So, some of you aren't going to like very much the exemplar I've chosen to show how facts are manipulated. But it is so perfectly illustrative of how the media and politicians make you see what they want you to see that I can't help but use it. Unless you have been living under a rock for the last few years, you know that President Trump said that white supremacists were very fine people. That's something you know to be true, right? How do you know this? Because the media and every single Democrat official across the country has told you so. The problem is, it never happened. And before you get all upset with me and call me a partisan hack, just listen and think for a minute. This claim is undeniably false. Everyone with any actual knowledge of the facts agrees on that, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time here going into detail about it. That has been done thousands of times over the last 3 years by people much smarter than I. I'm just going to play the president's actual words. President Trump was at a news conference discussing the two sides who fought against each other in Charlottesville on August 12th, 2017.
But not all of those people were neo-Nazis, believe me. Not all of those people were white supremacists by any stretch. Those people were also there because they wanted to protest the taking down of a statue, Robert E. Lee. And you had some very bad people in that group. But you also had people that were very fine people on both sides. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly.
Now, you may say that what I've just shown you is still just an interpretation, since I have selectively edited these comments because I cut out the reporters' questions and some extraneous comments that don't directly relate to the very fine people lie. Congratulations! You are learning. You should absolutely not trust me. That is the point I've been trying to make. Do not blindly believe my interpretation. I have listed a ton of sources on the Facebook post of this video, including the entire transcript of the press conference, and multiple left-wing sources who say that the claim is false. You should look at the underlying facts and put those pieces together into an accurate picture of truth for yourself, without relying on what anyone else is feeding you.
Do it.
Assuming that you have looked at the facts and have arrived at the same conclusion that every other intelligent person who has looked at them has, that this claim is 100% undeniably not true, the president never called white supremacists very fine people, then why do people keep saying it? Because they know that you and I were never taught to check facts on our own. We've been taught to just accept what others tell us. They know that we're content to be intellectual slaves, so they keep saying it, and you and I keep believing it. And I'm not using this example to defend the president. That's not my job. There are plenty of people out there who make it their business to defend the president from the dishonest media and dishonest politicians. I'm using this example because learning how to discern facts from interpretation and then using those facts to arrive at your own interpretation is one of the most important skills you can develop to keep yourself free. Think about it. How many times in your life have you been controlled by someone else and you didn't even know it? I don't care whether you are a conservative or a liberal, a Trump supporter or a Trump hater. That doesn't matter to what I'm trying to teach you. What matters is that you are an informed and honest participant in the country in which you live. If we are going to just obey someone else's interpretation of facts, then why even live in a free country? You could go live in China or Iran, North Korea, or any one of a dozen other countries where you're not allowed to think for yourself, even many European countries. But you live here in a free republic, one with a First Amendment. And freedom is like a $20,000 pair of Macklemore Air Jordans that you never wear. You don't actually have freedom unless you use it. It is your civic duty in a free country to think for yourself. For God's sakes, it's your human duty. You are obligated as a sentient, breathing human to think for yourself, to not be led around by people in authority. Free thinking literally created everything that exists good in the world today. Nothing good was ever created by someone who thought just like everybody else. It is the single most important thing you can do to make your life better. All right, in the next video, we're going to use an example from US history to compare facts versus interpretation. We're going to go all the way back to the year 1619, which is being reinterpreted to show us a particular picture of American history. So we're going to examine the facts behind this new interpretation.